I have in my hand here a Bluetooth, an MP3 wireless FM modulator, okay? So there's three basic component parts to it. There's the main unit itself, there's a 3.5mm audio jack cable here, and then there's a remote control as well. So basically there's two functions to this particular unit. The first function is to allow you to, say, take output from either a USB key with music on it, or connect to an MP3 player or an iPhone with podcasts, etc., and play music, convert it into an FM signal that's picked up by your car stereo. It's a normal thing. So we're doing it here obviously because it's not practical to shoot a video in a car. And what we're going to do is, I'm just going to demonstrate those two features now. So the first thing here is I just have a converter here that produces a 12-volt signal similar to what we'd have on a cigarette charger or a lighter on a car. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show this unit first of all. This is for this, the radio on, off. I have a speaker here on this side. We have where our stereo 3.5mm will slot in here. We have a digital display here. We also have tuning up and down as well. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to push this in here. And we can see here we can tune this up and down, but the basic output in this is 87.5. That's the frequency I generally use here because frequency low at the start of the FM bandwidth, and it's generally not being used because obviously you don't want to choose a frequency that's already been used by another radio frequency because it'll cause interference. So if we want to tune that up, we go up here. So we'll just bring it down to, I would say, 87.5. Okay. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to come along and I'll just play a phone here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a podcast here. So I'll just go in and I'll go to, we'll say, this is just an RT radio podcast. And here it's just playing there, okay? So what we'll do here is I'll just come along and connect the stereo cable in here. And what I'll do here now is, let's see. So what's happening here is the output from this podcast that's been fed in here is being converted into an FM signal that's been rebroadcast out at 87.5. If we want to pick up on that, what we need to do is we need to tune in the frequency 87.5 into our stereo here. So what we'll do here is I'll just tune down the frequency here until we get to 87.5. So you can see there, that's good frequency, yeah? And we can change the volume up and down it. And we can operate it from here if we pause it. Send it back, pause it, play it. So that's a pretty straightforward one, and we've given an overview of that one. Okay? So we're going to do that is, I'm just going to turn down the volume of this at the 0, and I'll just pause, pick the operation. The next thing we want to do is we just want to come along here, and we just want to test go into the settings thing here. I'm just going to disconnect the cable here, and we're just going to try the Bluetooth connection on it. So we'll just go into this Bluetooth connection here, we turn it on. And it'll come along here and it'll scan, and it's the BT Car Kit 18. So we'll click here, and the PIN number by default on this particular unit is 4 zeros, and we'll just click pair. Now when we're finished this, we can choose to forget this particular device, or we can use it paired on it, okay? And we can see it's connected there now, okay? So what we could do at this particular point in time is we could use this for actually receiving phone calls. So we could, if we turn the volume back up on this, if somebody came along here and actually phoned us, I'm just going to block this part here, which will actually show the ID thing on it. And you can see here, we can actually just hit that, and I can say, hello, is there somebody there?
Yeah, can I hear you?
And you can see it's coming through the car stereo thing here. And we can use the speaker on the side of it to speak into it, and then we can hear the stereo on the other thing there. So it's a relatively straightforward thing. So that's it, the basic overview of it anyway. So you can see once again it's a very neat little kit. We have a remote control here. This is just basically allowing you to repeat the same functionality with your remote. Now, I don't know how practical it is. Using the buttons on the thing is pretty handy, but I suppose like if you're flicking through and trying to control a device, things like that could be useful as well. So that's it anyway, an overview of the Bluetooth and FM wireless modulator that's available on the TV Trade website.